All right. So it looks like, oh my goodness, this is like bad. It looks like I was live on StreamYard, but not live like on Facebook and the other socials. So now you have to do this all over again. Um, Shout out to the person who sent me a text like, are you going live yet? Like, what are we doing? Yeah, I was live at 4, but apparently just on StreamYard. So here we go. All right, let's do this all over again. And it's fine because, it's like that sometimes. All right, we're starting from scratch. Welcome to this free mini course called Stop Faking It, Why Authenticity is Critical for Your Mental Health. Let me just see y'all for a second. Just see who's out there. All right. Hey everybody. If you're just joining, thank you. If you have been on the StreamYard side for some time, hang on. I'll get us caught right back up. So happy Wednesday. If you're watching this live and if you're watching the replay, I hope that you're having an amazing day. All right, so let's get into this. So I'm doing this again. Here we go. The breakup. Dear code switching, we need to talk. We've been together for longer than I like to admit, but it's time to break up. You see, I've realized that being with you has been holding me back more than lifting me up. Every time I put on the mask pretending to be someone I'm not, it chips away at my confidence, making me question if I truly belong. That's imposter syndrome talking, and trust me, it's not my authentic voice. It's like you're whispering in my ear, convincing me that my true self isn't good enough for the corporate world or for my own business. But the truth is, by sticking with you, I'm hiding the best parts of myself, the parts that make me unique, vibrant, and undeniably me. You keep people away from seeing how amazing I really am, and I'm done with that. Let's be real. The constant change is exhausting. Trying to juggle between who I am and who I feel pressured to be has been burning me out. It's a never ending cycle that leaves me feeling drained and disconnected. I deserve to show up as my whole self without fear of judgment or rejection. And I deserve to be surrounded by people who value and celebrate my authenticity, not just the parts of me that fit the mold. So I'm letting you go, code switching. It's time for me to step into spaces with my head held high, confident in knowing that I belong exactly as I am. Thank you for the lessons, but it's time for me to move on. Sincerely, you can insert your own name. Welcome, 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 everyone, to today's free mini course on the impact of authenticity on mental health. I'm Dr. RJ, and I'm thrilled to have you here today. Our topic stems from my trademarked concept called the art of balance, which focuses on authenticity, relentless rest, and time consciousness. So today we'll focus on the first element, which is authenticity and its profound effects on mental well being. In our fast paced professional lives, it's easy to fall into the trap of pretending to be or wearing masks to fit in. Studies have shown that pretending can hold us back, right? And so, why does this happen? It's because we consistently wear masks, and authenticity or lack of authenticity can lead to increased stress and anxiety levels. When we suppress our true selves, we create internal conflict and dissonance. So, today I want us to explore how being your true self can set you free. By unmasking the real you, you open doors to genuine connections and experience that resonate with your true essence. If you are a note taker, this is the time to get your writing utensils out. It's time to get ready to take some notes for your free course. So, let's get into it. Of course, if you have not been to one of my free courses or master classes before, let me go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Dr. AJ, licensed clinical psychologist, and I help busy executives optimize their mental health so that they can eliminate excessive stress and maximize time in order to actually love the lives that they've worked so hard to build. That's who I am. That's what I do. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do you even know what you want? So, we're talking about authenticity and how being inauthentic can get in the way of your wellness, your mental health, and obviously it can create burnout. So, this is a picture of my daughter's 16th birthday party. When she turned 15, she says, "Hey, mom, I want to plan my 16th birthday party." And I'm like, okay, she's very much like me, a plan ahead kind of person. I plan our family vacations a year to 18 months in advance, and everything is on a calendar, and my calendar is my board of directors, and they make my decisions and all the things. So, she is very similar to me in that way. And so when she said she wanted to have this birthday party, I said, "Do you even know what you want? Like, it's this whole year away. You may change. Do you know what you want?" And she knew what she wanted. And so, as we were going through the process of her planning her 16th birthday party, other questions I had for her: what do you want it to feel like in the atmosphere? Like, what kind of atmosphere do you want this to be? What do you want to feel like internally when you walk into the room? How will you know that this event has been a success? How will you know that everyone is having a good time? How will you know that this is exactly what you wanted? Right? How will you even know that when you plan this event that it's turning out the way it's supposed to go? Do you even know what you want? This is not very different for you, right? You know what that you want to change. You know that something needs to be different. You can feel it, but you're not even sure what that looks like. You don't know who you are, what you enjoy, and if change showed up on your doorstep, you would probably miss it if positive change showed up on your doorstep because you may not even know what it looks like. Often I'll ask clients, what do you like to do for fun? And when they first start with me, it's difficult for them to find something outside of work or outside of what they're doing for others. But the goal is to understand who you are, absent of all of these things, or in addition to all of these things that surround us and that we deal with on a daily basis. So let's do an exercise together. Take a moment to think, what does it mean to truly have it all? And I'll tell you, for Adriana's 16th birthday, she planned it to the T. Everything turned out exactly how she wanted. And she knew that because she sat down to visualize, what is it that I really want? Same thing is true for us. We have to sit down and visualize what it is we really want. I'll get more into that later, but it's super important to do. By the way, your truly having it all is going to be very different from mine, very different from the people you see on social media. You need to create your own path. Just because something makes somebody else happy, it doesn't mean that you have to do it in order to live up to their messaging or their values. What will it take you to get there? And if you're having a tough time visualizing, no worries. I have something for you and it's free. I said this earlier. Every time I say free, I always want to say free 99. Um, but nobody says free 99 anymore, so I'm not going to say it. But anyhow, y'all remember we used to say free 99 like it was really a thing. So gifts is my love language, and I know some of you are like multitasking. You may just be popping on and popping off. So I want to go ahead and give you your little party gift real quick, just in case you have to leave. So here you go. Let me tell you about the balance blueprint. So the balance blueprint, which is free, you just text blueprint to 833-451-4258. It is a comprehensive 30-page activity workbook designed to guide busy professionals in creating their dream life. It's not just about envisioning a better future, but about laying the groundwork to achieve it. The first crucial step is knowing exactly what you want. Um, expert Sorry, I lost my track. I was going to tell you why it's really good. So it's an expert design. Of course, I made it myself. It was crafted by me, and I wanted to ensure that each element is backed by research and professional design. When I say research, what I mean is that they're empirically, it involves things that work empirically. It involves, if I have something here for you to do, that means that been empirically validated or shown that it actually works. It also has a holistic approach where it integrates both scientific methods and holistic practices to provide a well-rounded perspective on life changes. It is filled with engaging exercises that prompt introspection, one of my favorite things, and action. So you can think about things, but if you don't put action to them, it's just like a waste of time. Like eventually, these thinking exercises need to turn into action. So the introspection plus action helps users gain clarity on their life goals. Who should use the balance blueprint? All of you. This is perfect for busy executives seeking a clearer work life balance and for professionals who feel the need for change but are uncertain about the direction. Like, you know, you want to do something different, you just don't know how to start. This is also for work life balance seekers ready to take actionable steps towards a more fulfilling life. This balance blueprint isn't just another self-help tool. I know it's a lot of random stuff out there. This isn't just another self-help tool. It considers the whole person, blending your mind, body, and spirit. If you have worked with me before, um, if you've worked with me before, you know that true wellness involves mind, body, and spirit. You can't have one without the other and have true wellness. And of course, it provides clarity and direction. It provides you with the tools needed and everything you need to get going. So it's free for now. And so go ahead and dive in, get your free gift. But I'm not saying leave because we have a lot to talk about. I just want to go ahead and give this to those of you who may have to pop out. All right. And you can just take a picture of it or a screenshot if you think you're going to forget. So let's get right into it. Building authenticity isn't just about grand gestures or life changing decisions. It's about cultivating genuine habits in everyday settings, like showing up as your favorite version of yourself wherever you are. So, we're going to go through some practical examples of how you can practice authenticity in low stakes situation. You know, you can practice it where it's not going to make or break you. And this practice in low stakes situations can help build your confidence and you can course correct. All right. And so the three ways that we'll talk about is starting small, set boundaries, and reflect regularly. If you are a note taker, this is the time to take notes. This is the course, like we're here. This is it. We're doing it. So get your writing utensils out or use the note section in your phone or whatever you use, your journals, because we're starting our course. So let's get going. Welcome, everybody. Start small, right? Start small. So when we talk about authenticity, often it can be like, well, how? What am I supposed to do? What if I mess up? What if I get it wrong? No worries, I got you. As always, we're going to talk about how to start small and what it means or what it looks like to start small. So, first, self reflection. Okay, and again, if you are a note taker, this is the time. This is a time to take notes. All right. So, Start with self reflection. Before projecting your authenticity outward, you have to do introspection. So that's where the balance blueprint will help you get started as well. You want to spend a few minutes each day reflecting on your values, beliefs, and feelings. And it doesn't have to be like an all day thing, right? It can just be a few minutes of looking into yourself. You should be having some quiet time anyway. So that's just FYI. Journaling can be an excellent tool for this. Y'all know I love the 5 minute journal. So you can definitely even begin with that. So you'll write about what matters to you and how you feel about the different aspects of your life. And so this self awareness forms the foundation for authentic interactions. So the first way that you start small is starting inward, right? You're starting with self reflection. Next is express your opinions in casual conversation. So try it out with your friends. You can like when you're chatting with friends or colleagues about light topics like movies, books, or restaurants, practice sharing your honest opinions instead of simply agreeing with the group. Something that I find is the brave person who says something different is usually the one who sparks another change. And they're like, oh, yeah, I hadn't thought about it like that. So it works most of the time. Be brave and do it. This will build your confidence in expressing your true self and it will encourage more authentic dialogue. So, first, your self reflection and introspection start on the inside, and then start light and small in casual conversations. Next, engage in active listening for authenticity. Authenticity is also about genuinely engaging with others. It's not a one sided thing. So, in conversations, you can focus on listening to what others have to say without planning your response while they're speaking. I know we all know somebody when you're talking to them, you can tell they're not listening because they're like, even sometimes mumbling, trying to plan their response. And those kind of people I don't enjoy talking to. So, I'm sure you all don't either. But when you're actively listening, this demonstrates respect and validates the other person's perspective, fostering on more authentic connection. Something else that works, and you may not have even thought of this, is wear what makes you feel good. Yep, we're talking about clothes. Like, use your personal style as a way to express authenticity. Wear clothes that make you feel comfortable and confident, even if they're not the latest trend or what others expect. One of my friends was on Facebook talking about turtlenecks, and I'm like, yep, love me a turtleneck. Like, it's what I like. Um, this simple act of wearing things that make you feel good can reinforce your self confidence and help you get comfortable with being true to yourself. Remember, the whole point of authenticity and the whole reason we want to keep it from getting in the way of our mental health or keeping lack of authenticity in the way of getting in the way of our mental health is so that we can show up as our favorite versions of ourselves. Okay. Take initiative in small decisions. So when you're faced with small decisions like choosing a restaurant or picking a movie or even just voicing your preference on something, this will help you become more comfortable when it's time for you to express your desires and opinions in other sections. So some of you are kind of shy. You're like, you know what? I ain't even gonna say nothing. I'll do whatever the group does. And then people don't know who you really are. And when people don't know who you really are, then they don't treat you the way that you want to be treated. And it can be a lonely place if you feel like no one understands you. Part of that is showing up more and expressing yourself and your own opinions so that people know the real you. Next is to use social media mindfully. Instead of curating a perfect image, share posts that reflect your true experiences and thoughts. Now, I'm not like share all your terrible life stories kind of girl. I just don't do that. Like I have my group chat for that. I don't do that on social media, but I am very open about when things are difficult and what I did to get out of that situation. And so you can figure out how candid you want to be on social media, but that will help you show up as your authentic self. So whether it's a candid photo or sharing a post about a lesson learned, authenticity on social media can help build your confidence in being real both online and offline. Last but not least, give genuine compliments. I made a post a few weeks ago, like it can be awkward when someone gives you a compliment. They're like, "Oh, you look so great," and you're like, I don't know, happy birthday." Like, what do you say to that? I'll give you a little bit of homework. When someone gives you a compliment, just accept the compliment, right? Just accept the compliment. And if you, I do want to know this, if you are on Facebook, I want you to comment if you have a difficult time accepting compliments. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something to be aware of. Now, on the other end, though, is to give genuine compliments. That's a little bit easier to do. Practice giving authentic compliments to people around you. So instead of generic praises like, "Oh, that was great," you want to be specific about your observations that reflect your true thoughts and feelings. So, instead of just saying, "Yes, that was great," you might want to say, I really liked when you did this part. This not only boosts others' confidence, but it reinforces your habit of speaking truthfully. So, by incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you'll gradually build the skills and confidence needed to be authentic in all areas of your life. Remember, y'all, authenticity is a muscle that strengthens with consistent practice and self reflection, right? Consistent practice and self reflection. The next is set boundaries. You had to know this was coming. Like, I feel like I won't have any conversations without talking about setting boundaries. So let's get into this. Again, if you are a note taker, this is the course. This is it. It's time for you to take your notes and write down your action steps and what you'll be doing next, the next thing, what must be done. So, being authentic means saying no when something doesn't align with your values. This goes back to what we talked about at the very beginning. Do you even know who you are? Do you know what you want? Do you know what your values are? Do you know what you stand for? So, step one is understanding where you are right now in life because how you felt 4 years ago may be different from how you feel now. What matters to you now may be different from what mattered to you years ago. Setting boundaries is crucial for maintaining balance and preventing burnout, especially for y'all, especially for busy executives who face unique challenges in their roles. When I think about my clients and a lot of the problems they have to solve and fires they have to put out every day, boundaries are necessary at home and at work so that you can be effective. So I'm going to give you 5 steps. I don't know how many I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you some steps to help you establish effective boundaries without compromising your professional or personal integrity. So remember, setting boundaries is not about shutting people out. Boundaries is not like what I'm not going to do is like that's not boundaries. It's about creating a sustainable flow that allows you to show up as your favorite version of yourself while maintaining your personal well being. So for me, my well being fuels everything that I do. It's not the other way around. So first, I make sure that I'm well, and that fuels everything else. Alrighty. So let's get more into how to set these boundaries because it can be easier said than done. So, first, you want to reflect on your priorities. Understanding what truly matters to you is the first step in setting effective boundaries. Have you ever been in a situation where you get in an argument or disagreement with somebody and you're like, you know what? I don't even really care about that much. Like, why am I even going back and forth? right? And if you do that enough, it will definitely lead to burnout. If everything is your problem, if every issue is yours to solve, if everything that's happening in the world is for you to fix or to care about, you're going to be burned out because there's no way that every single thing matters to you equally. Identify your core values. So take time to reflect on your core values and priorities, both personally and professionally. You can do this by writing down your main responsibilities and then rank them by importance. So for me, my main responsibility is being a really good mom, right? And so if that's at the top, anything that interferes with that, then I need to consider it, right? And so write down what your main responsibilities are, rank them by importance, because knowing your priorities helps you understand where to draw the line. And so I'll give you another example. If my top priority is being a really good mom and I get an offer that takes me away from my child during her senior year for 3 months, that's an offer that I cannot take no matter how much it is, because my top priority is being a really good mom. Communicate clearly and assertively. Clear communication prevents misunderstandings and sets expectations. So you can be direct, like when you're setting a boundary, you can be clear and direct. Use your I statements to own your own feelings. I need to focus on this project today, so I can't take on any additional tasks, right? Just focus on what you need. Communicate clearly. You want to discuss your boundaries with your family, friends, colleagues, team members, partner, spouse, all that early on so that everyone is on the same page. Often in relationships, personally and professionally, we think people should know us and they can read our minds. No, early on, you want to discuss your boundaries so that everyone is on the same page. Practice saying no. I talk about this all the time. Saying no is a powerful tool in protecting your time and energy. And if you want ways to learn to say no, just follow me on Instagram. I'll talk about it all the time at ask.rj, ASKDRRJ. When you are saying no, you want to be firm. You can say no without being confrontational. So I appreciate the opportunity, but I have other commitments. Or you can say, I can do this part, but not that part. Or I can't do it this week. I'm available at the end of October. When you're setting boundaries, you also want to schedule breaks. You want to set boundaries with yourself. You've probably heard me say, be impeccable with your word to yourself. That's the same as setting boundaries. And so, one way of doing that is scheduling breaks. Block time on your calendar for breaks and personal activities. You want to treat them as non negotiable appointments. So, if I'm giving a homework assignment and I'm saying, okay, let's go through 2025. Every quarter, pick 3 days where you're going to unplug, gray those out, don't schedule it in anything else there. Or I might say, okay, go to your calendar, and you guys, you can actually do this. I might say, go to your calendar and January through December, pick one day where you're going to do absolutely nothing. Yes, this includes like Saturdays and Sundays. Gray it out and then just stick to it. So that's how you can set boundaries with yourself. Also, you want to learn to disconnect, establish tech free times during the day where emails and calls can wait. I use my focus feature, do not disturb, all those things so that I can focus. I set boundaries in that way. And then finally, you want to review and adjust regularly. Why does this matter? Because situations change. Something that's important to you this quarter may not be important to you for the next quarter. Boundaries may need to be adjusted to remain effective. And so you want to regularly assess how well your boundaries are working. Are they helping you manage your stress and your workload effectively? And if not, you got to adjust them. You want to be flexible, be open to adjusting your boundaries as necessary, considering new projects or changes in personal life. All right, we're almost there. If you are a note taker, you should be getting your notes in. Reflect regularly. We're talking about how to be authentic so that um, I don't say it's good for your mental health, that it keeps you well and that being inauthentic does not interfere with your mental health. So reflect regularly. Take time to assess whether your actions and words truly reflect your inner self. In today's fast paced, constantly connected world, taking the time to self reflect is not just a luxury, it is a necessity. We have to slow down and give our brains a rest. Engaging in self reflection can enhance your mental health and wellness, providing clarity and balance in both personal and professional lives. So that's just something you want to think about. Um, when you don't stop to reflect on what has happened, whether it's you're stopping to reflect on your wins, you're stopping to reflect on what went well, when you're just going, that can be a catalyst for chronic stress, anxiety, and depression. Think about how the elders used to say, right? Like when I look back over my life, I see all these amazing things, and I see that I was protected and well taken care of. That is an example of reflecting. However, you don't want to just wait. There's something to do regularly. So, how, you're probably asking, how, Dr. RJ, how can I do this on a regular basis? Oh my goodness, I'm so busy. You want to create the right environment and set aside time. If you don't write things down, or for me, I'll say this, I won't say you, but if it's not on my calendar, it's not going to happen. So, you want to dedicate a specific time each week for self reflection. Early mornings or quiet evenings work well for a lot of people. Find a quiet space. So choose a place where you won't be interrupted. This could be like a corner in your home or your favorite place on a couch or outside in your yard or a park. I won't be outside in my yard because somebody, I ain't saying no names, be cutting the grass like every day. I'm just like, it ain't that much grass in the world. I can't even sit outside good and reflect because of the lawnmower. But anyhow, I digress. You can even find a quiet space in your room or in your office, and you want to eliminate distractions. Of course, do that by using do not disturb focus feature, turning off those notifications, closing those unnecessary tabs. I try to be a three tab max kind of girl. Um, some of you have three screens and 12 tabs on each screen and all of that. Like that's not gonna work for a very long time. You'll definitely feel overwhelmed. So, when you're using your reflective tools, you'll just write down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. You can ask yourself questions like, what am I proud of this week? Or what would I like to do differently? And so, spend a few minutes each day meditating, breathing, non judgmentally, just observing what's around you. All right, let's get through these. Next, you want to assess your actions and your words. What are reoccurring things you say to yourself? Like, what is your self talk really saying or doing? What are some reoccurring things that happen? And then adjust that, whether they are positive or negative. If they're positive, you may want to adjust it to do a little bit more of it. And if it's undesirable, you want to eliminate it. Okay. And then your next step is to align with your inner self, clarify your values. We talked about this earlier. If you don't know who you are or what you want, then this authenticity space is going to be very difficult to navigate. Clarify your values, identify what truly matters to you. Set your intentions. What does your favorite version of yourself look like? How do you want to show up in the world? What qualities or values do you want your actions to reflect? For me, I want to show up as kind and competent. Right? Kindness is important to me. Notice I didn't say nice because I don't value nice. But being kind and competent are qualities that I like to show up, or how I want to show. It's how I want to show up in the world. If you notice discrepancies between your inner self and outer actions, then that's when you know there's time to make some changes. So, like for me, and something else I write in my 5 minute journal a lot for my affirmations, I am calm, right? And so I have to make sure if I'm saying I'm calm, that I show up calm, that I don't let small inconveniences frazzle me. And I had to do this yesterday. I had to tell myself, I choose not to stress about this. I choose to be present. I choose to be grateful that this is the type of problem that I have to solve as opposed to something else. You want to, of course, establish a habit of self-reflection. I know I already said that. I'm saying it again, right? Establish a habit of self reflection. Check in with yourself. We're constantly connected. Take some time to just check in with you. And then finally, celebrate your progress. Acknowledge and celebrate your growth and accomplishments, no matter how small. Okay? All right. Y'all still with me? If you are just joining, earlier I gave away a free gift called the Balance Blueprint, and it is a 30-page activity workbook designed to guide busy professionals in creating their dream life. In order to be authentic, we have to know, how do we want to show up in the world? Who am I? What does that look like? What does a life well lived look like to me? Well, if a life well lived look like if a life well lived looks like this, what does that mean for this year? Okay, well, what do I have to do for this quarter? Okay, then what do I have to do this month for my life well lived? And then you break it down to, what do I need to do this week? What do I need to do today to show up as my favorite version of myself or to establish a life well lived? What do I need to do in this moment? Something to think about. We're almost there. All right. So every high performer needs a strategy. Authenticity isn't just a personal gift that we get. It's one that can inspire and empower others around you. When you lead with your truth, you create an environment where others feel safe to do the same. It's probably happened to you before. It's like, you know what? I don't like going to all them birthday parties either. Like I talk about kid birthday parties a lot. My kids are older now, they're teenagers, but when they were little, I did not like all those birthday parties. I'm like, nope, not doing it. I don't enjoy it. We'll send a gift, keep it moving. And the more I was authentic, the more other moms would be like, yeah, I don't really like that either. Like, why am I even doing this? So when you show up as your true self, it creates an environment where others feel safe to do the same. It's not about feeling better. I know we talk about like the soft life and all of that, and I'm all for it. But it's really about unlocking opportunities and creating a life that truly reflects who you are. That's what living authentically is all about. And when we're not doing that, our mind, our bodies, our spirit, it feels it. And that's where anxiety, stress, cognitive dissonance, all those things come in. So when you honor your authenticity, you make choices that lead to personal growth and fulfillment. So let's remember that our mental health is deeply intertwined with how authentically we live. And by committing to authenticity, we pave the way for a healthier and a more balanced life. Having it all is indeed possible. Every high performer needs a strategy, not just any old strategy, because y'all, we're built differently. So there are some things that we need specifically.
Or RJ, you say there is an art to balancing burnout.
Absolutely. So burnout is when we're constantly going, but we're getting nowhere, right? Constantly
That
running and
hamster wheel
running.
effect.
That
Yeah.
hamster wheel. And I see so many women stuck there. They're overworking and not getting any rest. And so I came up with a framework called the Art of Balance. The
Okay.
A is for authenticity, or
Okay.
for relentless rest, and T is for time consciousness.
Gotcha. Let's talk just briefly about authenticity. How does that play into self care?
Authenticity is super important, just like both of these ladies know what they like. They know what's important to them. Often we just don't know because we don't spend enough time alone. We don't spend enough time in our own space and our own thoughts. And when I work with women, the first thing I'll say is, what is it you like to do? And it's blank stare. I don't know. Right. And so often the first part of authenticity is remembering who you are and
Right.
getting back to
What
yourself.
kinds of things do you like to do when you have the time? Which brings us to relentless rest.
Relentless is the key word, right? And so rest comes in all types of forms, but relentless rest, because something will always come up, something will always get in the way. Be relentless about it. I don't play about my sleep. And I think that all of us deserve to be relentless about our different types of rest.
And time consciousness.
Yes, we waste a lot of time doing things for other people. We waste a lot of time doing things, but not doing the right things. And so all of these long to-do lists need to just go out the window
Right.
somewhere. Time consciousness, focus on doing the right things for you, not just a bunch of
Right.
things.
Because I think
Okay. So, as we're talking about the art of balance, I want to invite you all to the Art of Balance launch party. Like, help me celebrate. I love a good party. I would love for all of you to be there. I know it says 123 your street, your city. That's on purpose because it's virtual. So, wherever you are, I'd love to have you there. And so, as we launch the Art of Balance on November 14th at 7 p.m., you'll get more details about that. I want to see y'all there. I'm going to talk about the book. We'll do some giveaways. I'll do some Q&A. We'll hang out together, have some fun. I'll answer some questions. Maybe do a few hot seats. Hot seats, it's like when you get up and ask a question and then I solve it like right on the spot. And we're just going to celebrate the release of the Art of Balance. If you want to pre-order, you can pre-order right now, and the Art of Balance will be in your hand by the time we have our party. You can also pre-order the digital pack. And so the digital pack comes with an autographed copy of the book, and then of course, you'll have an audiobook version. This is my first time. This will be my first audiobook. Y'all know I love an audiobook. So you can listen to The Art of Balance while you're on the move, making it perfect for busy executives who prefer to learn like driving during their commutes or during their workout sessions or during a walk. That's exactly how I am. So I'm like, let me do this for my crew as well. The digital version also includes a comprehensive workbook, um, journal prompts, audio morning affirmations, and an audio guided sleep meditation. So these additional resources that I'm so excited about transform the book into a holistic toolkit, empowering you to seamlessly integrate new habits and insights into your daily life. So super, super, super excited about the art of balance. So you basically have two options at this point. You can continue to be exhausted, unfulfilled, stressed out, feeling like you've worked hard, however, you still don't love your life. Or you can do something about it, starting like today, right now. After completing the art of balance, you'll have the blueprint in your hands. And we'll expect you to have a strategy that will help you prioritize your mental health, see increased productivity, eliminate stress, anxiety, and burnout, have improved relationships, and be well on your way to truly having it all on your terms. Remember, your truly having it all will look differently from those around you. Now, implementing this is a whole nother different story, but we'll talk about that at another time. But your step one, all these things can happen. So, what do you do next? You can just go to trulyhaveitall.com and order your book and digital pack to get ready for our launch party. Go ahead and pre-order and we'll go from there. Like, I want to make sure that you all have first dibs on it. You have an opportunity. You can have it in your hand at the launch party. Everyone won't have that same opportunity, but you can have your autographed copy in your hand. So just go to Truly Have It All. If you were, if I went through the codes too quickly, you can just go to Truly Have It All. And that's it, y'all. Let's stay connected. I am so, so, so excited about the art of balance and what we'll be doing and how it's going to transform your life. It's exciting. So actually, let me. Okay, here we go. So yeah, that is everything. Hold on. Let me just. So I appreciate everyone who joined. It was fun. It was fun. And if you missed it, I probably will send a replay out if you're on my email list or if you want to share it or those types of things. And that's it. I know I've said a gazillion times. That probably means I need a snack and a break and some water. That's my cue, my bodily cue that it's time to take a quick break. I'm glad that it was insightful and hopefully these are tools that you can use right away. And that's it, y'all. So I will see you soon. Go ahead and get your pre-order your Art of Balance book. I'm glad this information was wonderful and that you all are benefiting from it. It's my favorite thing to share. There's a lot of excitement in it, and you can be a little bit jealous because when I wake up in the morning, I get to do this, right? I get to be here with y'all, and so it's quite an honor that I don't take lightly. All right. I gotta go take a quick break and do some more work. Have an amazing evening. Thank you for joining me again. I don't take it lightly. I don't take your time lightly. So you could have been anywhere else, but you're here with me. All right. Bye, y'all.